to Rhett Hall, did the chasing, and a gain of 9 yards after all of that.
Well, that was good football. I'll tell you why it was good football. First, they went with the zone blitz inside, and then they had the coverage down the field. Watch Bobby Taylor work. Now, at this point, he realizes he's got to come back to the ball, but here's the rule. See, once they break the pocket, you latch on to your receivers. They're going to push underneath. Dawkins latches on his guy. Now watch how everybody goes to a man. Darrell Boykin, now they're running around, jump on Dawson. Once you lock on the receivers, there's no place to throw the football.
That was textbook play in the secondary for the Eagles. Moran's kick to Marseille, who's hit immediately. And down, and a great play made by Conrad Hamilton. And there's a flag down. Holding will be the penalty against the Giants.
They'll take that thing over again.
Conrad Hamilton, one of the good-looking rookies from East New Mexico. 7th-round draft choice. This is a young Giant club coming off a 5-11 season, but looking to even things at 3-3 today. Dan Reeves' team playing a game in Washington next week against the Redskins.
Dan
Holding
Reeves.
number 91 by the kickers. 10 yards, still 4th down.
That's Coleman Rudolph, the guy who got away with the clip earlier. You know, I look at Dan Reeves. The one thing that always strikes me about him that he brought from Tom Landry is he's impeccably dressed all the time. And the only thing missing is that hat. But, I mean, every time I see that guy on the sideline, you know, there's no coaching shirt and a Giant stuff like that. He's always dressed head to toe, as opposed to Ray. You know, Ray's a pure football guy. I mean, he's a step away from putting the helmet right back on.
And he used to wear the blue and red helmet of the Giants.
Natalie attire.
Moran will kick again following the holding penalty, and Say looking to give the Eagles good field position, returning. Marseille trying to turn the corner, and Coleman Rudolph, who was guilty of that last penalty, makes the stop. And a 52-yard kick, 14-yard return by Say. And Ray Rhodes, as we mentioned, a draft pick back at 74 by the Giants. Played 2 positions here.
Well, he said he had some great memories down here, and he also had some rough memories as well. But it's easy watching. Watch him on this play. See how he used a push-off? It's easy when you watch Ray Rhodes as a player to see what kind of a coach he's going to be. Because he's a tough guy, and he understands the game. And he'll do what it takes to have to win.
Told us yesterday, he says, I once dropped a pass wide open looking up in the sun against the Redskins, hit me square in the face. I'll never forget it. First down, Giants, or Eagles on the 45-yard line. Chris T. Jones double covered, but Detmer's throw was awry, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Tell you, watching the New York Giants, the one thing that really stands out in this defense is the play of their corners. I think Felipe Sparks is a pretty good football player. And he's not the biggest guy, but he's a physical guy. And he plays with great confidence. And he's very, very competitive. You know, last week he went against the Minnesota Vikings and really played a tremendous football game.
Big interception on the pass intended for Carter. Detmer gets hit as he lets go of it. And Chris T. Jones nearly made the play. Thomas Randolph was back deep covering. And it was Jason Sehorn who put the pressure on Ty Detmer.
They come with a blitz on Detmer, and Detmer and the Philadelphia Eagles were expecting this. Bring Widmer inside, and that allows Sehorn to come clean. Now he feels that pressure, and he lays it out there for Chris Jones to get to the top side. He's working on Randolph, and you know what? That ball's got to be caught. Tell you, he's going to come to the sideline, and the coach will get on. Then he's going to go home, and his mom's really going to get on.
The Eagles so for 5 on 3rd down conversions. They need 10 yards. Mark Ingram in the game as a wide receiver. Pass is tipped incomplete.
Had Ingram wide open.
And Michael Strahan might have been the guy. We'll take another look. But once again, the knock on Ty Detmer is that if he doesn't have the passing lanes, you can get a hand up and tip the ball.
Now, Robert Harris, number 97, the guy who got his hand up there and knocked that thing down. And he had Ingram wide open. But a nice job of just getting your hands up and being aware. And the funny thing is, you know, usually, Detmer knows, see, he had Ingram wide open. But usually, when a guy blocks at the line of scrimmage, it means he hasn't gotten off the line of scrimmage.
Tom Hutton will kick from the 30-yard line. And Amani Toomer already with a punt return. This is a low line drive. return, and a flag is down. Toomer returned 165 yards for the touchdown to give the Giants their margin, and the penalty will be against Philadelphia.
It's going to be holding on Philadelphia. And last time there was a hold to Coleman Rudolph for the Giants. That ended up being a 25-yard penalty in field position.
Holding by the kickers, number 56. That penalty is declined. That's the 2-minute warning.
And with 1:55 remaining, the 2-minute warning, and we'll return to Giant Stadium after this. Coming up on the Dockers Khakis halftime, JB and Terry will bring you all the scores and highlights from week number 7 of this NFL season. All that and more on the Dockers Khakis halftime report.
Amani Toomer had that big punt return. A lot of fans would like to see him get involved in this offense, and they still don't have quite the amount of confidence they'd like in it. They just feel that he has to learn this offense a little bit better before they put him out there in game situations.
Giants following the 2-minute warning with a first down on their 25. A plate action pass, and it's dropped. It should have been caught, and it was dropped by Thomas Lewis. He was there. Let's take a look, Matt, as you looked at Amani Toomer as his 65-yard punt return to give the Giants their 7-point lead.
Well, that's a key play, but watch right there. You see that was a clip in the back, but all he needed was one block to spring him, and then Toomer did the rest. He has the speed. He has great vision. And they need that on a special. Really, that's been their whole offense in the first half. It's been Amani Toomer in that return.
The Eagles have the edge in total yardage, but the Giants have the points. Slant pass caught by Thomas Lewis. The clock continues to run now with 1:42. Giants have 2 timeouts remaining, leading 10-3. It'll be 3rd down and short for New York.
They're not going to their hurry up. They're going to wait. In fact, they're going to waste a timeout right here.
And that'll leave them with 1 timeout remaining. We'll be right back.
Dave Brown is not a happy camper about that timeout. He's mad about personnel. He's mad about play selection. And I think he's just a little bit PO'd right there.
You know, he was talking to us. He sees all those spectacular highlights in the evening after the day's games. He says, you know, I wonder why we can't get involved in those. But it's not that easy, is it?
Well, and there's a lot of things going on in that offense. You know, that offensive line is young before you start doing things in the passing game.
Oh, 3rd and 1, Tyrone Wheatley.
And that offensive line, which they're not real confident with in the passing game all the time, just came through with Tyrone Wheatley to give him a big first down.
And the hurry-up offense this time with 1:10. Giants with 1 timeout remaining. Play fake, 1st and 10 at the 45, and here is Brown taking off, spinning his way to midfield. 5 yards shy of the first down. Michael Zordich in on the play, and under a minute remaining. And finally, the clock stops, and the Giants have used up their 3rd and final timeout of this first half.
That timeout I don't like. That timeout, I would have just...
Under a minute to go. You said you didn't like that last timeout. I can't blame you, because they don't have one now to set up a field goal.
Yeah, and then you could have just, in 2nd down, you could have just downed the clock quick.
2nd down and 5 at midfield. Play fake. Dave Brown going down.
Now that I don't get either. Now you go play action when you know you have to throw. Who you fooling? That one makes no sense to me. But I'm a fat old linebacker. What the heck do I know? I probably would have bid on the play action.
I think you're a closet coach, and I think you have an idea of what should have happened on a situation like that, where the Giants could have.
I mean, there,
had a timeout.
Yeah, you had your field, you had a timeout, and you take it, and then you set this up anyway, and so that timeout did you no good.
That sack was by Rhett Hall, the 3rd of the game by the Eagles. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Lawrence Dawsey goes in motion, and going deep, wide open, and overthrown for Thomas Lewis. He had beaten the defense by a good 10 yards, but that ball wasn't anywhere near him.
They got by the corner, Troy Vincent, and the safety was in the middle of the field. Vincent missed his jam, and then the safety never got there. Dawkins was in the middle. You're going to see Dawkins. He's going to miss the jam up top. He's going to get over the top. And then Dawkins goes to the middle, and look, there's nothing there. Nothing whatsoever.
So with 4th down and 25 seconds remaining, Mike Horan to kick. Mark Say returning for the Eagles. Say, fair catch at the 11. And 17 seconds remain in the first half, and once again the Eagles have a lot of real estate to cover. Let's jump ahead and look at next week's schedule. The NFL on Fox. Most of you will see the Atlanta Falcons against the Dallas Cowboys. Michael Irvin returned today, and the Cowboys beat the Cardinals. And of course, Pat will be at RFK Stadium. Giants and Redskins. Redskins won the first meeting here at Giant Stadium, but obviously this is a different Giant team. And obviously the Redskins, with 5 wins in a row, feeling great about themselves.
Well, and this guy here couldn't wait to get the Washington Redskins. We talked about it in the bye week, and he said we're a better football team than the one that played them the last time.
He can't wait. 1st and 10, and Fryer drops the pass.
Detmer's had some guys, and he's been off. Balls have come off high on him. He's had open guys. A couple times they've been batted down. The receivers have been open, but Detmer just has been off in this first half.
Fryer, who suffered a sprained left ankle, made a great catch, and Keith Elias was out with a sprained ankle for the Giants. Those are Detmer's numbers thus far. But the key for the Giants, they have really shut down the running game of the Eagles. 2nd down and 10 from the 12. On the draw play, here's Ricky Waters. Well, Waters with a good run and a 1st down. And the clock working against the Eagles. There are 6 seconds remaining, and the Eagles will call a timeout. That is their first timeout.
Fryer is down again.
He suffered that ankle sprain, had to go into the locker room, came back and made that spectacular one-handed catch, and now shaken up once more.
When I think about Irvin Fryer, when you look at him, he's so physical, and he's not afraid to be physical. And where it really shows up for a receiver is in the running game, where they'll go down. Looks like they're going to look at that left ankle again. He'll go down and he'll lay some people out.
One of the veterans on this Eagle wide receiving core. Remember, they had the Calvin Williams, Fred Barnett were fixtures in Philadelphia, but Ray Rose has changed all that. He's gone to Fryer, and the other wide receiver, Mark Ingram, who hasn't played much as a veteran. Mark Say was brought in as a 3rd man, and of course Chris T. Jones, apparently their top target.
Man, this guy probably has the most speed of those receivers down the field. And today they haven't really used any of that. What they've been doing is throwing underneath it and trying to control the football with the short passing game and then the running game.
If you've just joined us, the Giants lead the Eagles 10-3. 6 seconds to go in the half. Irving Fryer shaken up.
They would talk about the watch number 80 right there. See, because of his toughness and his willingness to go inside, I mean, he'll throw his body around in there. And then really he got caught up in the wash. And he hurt that left ankle earlier in the football game and just jumped right back into it.
Brad DeLuiso gave the Giants a 3-0 lead on a 39-yard field goal in the first quarter. Gary Anderson tied it with a 39-yarder in the second quarter. The difference in the game thus far, Amani Toomer with a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown in the second quarter to give the Giants a 10-3 lead. The Giants' defense has been terrific. They have not allowed a touchdown in nearly 10 quarters of play. They are 6 seconds away from not allowing a TD in 6 quarters. So that has been the key to bringing the Giants back from an 0-3 start.
It really has. And then also the play of their secondary has they've been playing very, very well. And you get a couple of pressures out there by Strahan on one side, and then that secondary playing. Ellsworth doing a good job. Tito Wooten in there. Got Philippi Sparks, Randolph on the other side, Jesse Campbell. All of them have played very, very well.
6 seconds remaining in the first half. First down on the 23, and they'll give it to Ricky Waters, and that'll take care of the half as Sparks makes the tackle. And that is the end of the first half with the score, the Giants 10 and the Eagles 3. JB and Terry will be along from the Fox Television Center with the Dockers Khakis halftime report following these messages from your local Fox station. For 88 yards, Irving Fryer